Right, today I've got something really cool to show you. It's the PSX-SNAC adapter for MiSTer. Okay, well I think it's cool, but I also think Virtual Boy is cool. If you don't know, SNAC stands for Serial Native Accessory Converter. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, you might think I'm going to drop some rather obvious snack puns in right about now. Or cereal puns. Well, I'm not going to. Not today, no. This is serious stuff. This PSX-SNAC adapter was supplied to me by MiSTer FPGA.co.uk, and they've kindly offered to give 4 of these away to subscribers of my channel, like you, if you're subscribed. But more on that later. So if you're ready, let's go. So what is SNAC? Well, SNAC is a way of connecting original controllers to the MiSTer so that the signals are interpreted directly by their respective cores, as opposed to USB or Bluetooth, where their inputs are passed by the Linux subsystem before being translated into something that can be sent to the cores. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think that's right. So even with this USB PlayStation adapter, which allows me to connect original controllers to it, or this USB equipped PS1 controller from the PlayStation Classic, there'll be a certain degree of latency introduced with those inputs. Now, modern games can make allowances for this to some degree, but older systems assumed you had a direct connection from the controller to the console and make no such considerations. A number of cores support this form of direct connection with SNAC, including NES, Mega Drive, SNES, TurboGrafx, and a handful of others. The PSX-SNAC, however, is a little different, as it connects directly to the MiSTer without the need of any other add-on board, and includes support for 2 controllers right out of the box. Now, all of this was made possible thanks to the work of Blue212, who created the hardware design for the PSX-SNAC adapter, as well as the code, and then that code was integrated into the PlayStation core by core creator Robert Peip, or FPGA-Spaz. So big shout out to them for their incredible work. I'll leave links in the description to Blue212's GitHub page, where you can learn all about it, maybe even build your own. There'll also be a link to Robert Peip's Patreon, so you can support him there, as without him we wouldn't even be talking about a PSX core at all right now. So getting on to the device at hand. As I mentioned, it's got 2 controller ports. Most SNAC solutions only have support for 1 controller, or many with a multi-tap on supported games. This means that all 2-player PlayStation games work right out the box with a PSX-SNAC adapter, which is just great. It also has this RCA plug on it for connecting the GunCon controller. This thing, hang on. It needs the sync signal from the PlayStation, so you just attach it like that, that's it, it's done. All the videos already being sent from the MiSTer to my CRT via RGB SCART, and that's all the gun needs, just a little sync signal. So it's all good. It's all good. I can tell you now, it works flawlessly. It's so good. Getting the PSX-SNAC adapter set up on the MiSTer could not be any simpler. You just plug it into the serial I/O user port thing on the I/O board, and you're good to go. Sort of. When you fire at the PlayStation core, you'll notice right away that the controller won't operate the menus. That's because, like I said before, it bypasses the Linux subsystem, which controls the menus, and goes right to the core. So in order to navigate the menu, you still need to use a keyboard or another gamepad, USB or Bluetooth. It obviously only works with the PlayStation core. Once you've got the PlayStation core loaded, be sure to go down to Inputs and select the SNAC adapter for the controller ports that you want to use with it. Once that's done, you can just load a game and get going. So first up, here's the original PlayStation controller running through SNAC on MiSTer. And right away, I can tell you it just feels a tad snappier than with the USB or Bluetooth pad, and it's nigh on flawless running through my HDMI monitor. There's no noticeable lag whatsoever. I mean, MiSTer does a great job anyway, but this just sort of is that final step, that one frame of difference. It's just brilliant. So I move over to the CRT now, and with a DualShock pad, Ridge Racer 4 here is running and playing great. Input feels to me just as fast on original hardware, and with vibration on, you can feel all the rumble just as was intended. If I change to DualShock 2 now, side by side with DualShock 1, the PS2 pad has far more power in its vibration motors. I really think DualShock 2 is the way to go if vibration's at all important to you. Now let's take a look at the GunCon, or GCon 45 for us in the UK. The GunCon, unlike most light gun peripherals, requires the use of a sync signal from the video output to give you better, more accurate gameplay. And it works, it really works. It's like having arcade calibrated gun at home. It's so good. Sometimes it can be a bit of a hassle depending on your setup to get this thing working, but with the PSX-SNAC adapter, you literally just plug it right in. Don't need to worry about anything else, just plug that into it. It works great. It works absolutely flawlessly with supported titles like Time Crisis and Point Blank. Regular light gun games, usually older games of the PlayStation library that don't have GunCon support, don't work with the GunCon usually. Of course, you can still use regular light gun with the PSX-SNAC adapter. A favourite was the Logic 3 Predator, if I remember rightly. It had cool LEDs that went pow, 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 you know, down the side of the gun when you're shot. So pick up one of those if you find one. But with that all said, this GunCon here that I have does work with those games. I've not been able to find any information on this online, but it's got a mode button right there. So you can switch it from GunCon to normal light gun mode. It's also got an auto fire button and an LED. Now, I asked around online and a lot of people seem to think that it's a mod, but you can tell from the plastics, like that's moulded in for that LED and that button. Even the buttons themselves, these tiny little red buttons have got M and S on them. So if anyone can shed any light on this, I'm all ears. I think it's possibly a clone, but the plastics are so good. So good. Follow me on Twitter. I've been having a chat with people on there about it. If you know anything, let me know. Of course, you'll still need a CRT television to play any of these light gun games, but this no-fuss approach to getting light guns and the GCon working on MiSTer is just excellent. So you want to save games? Alright, I'll show you 3 ways to do it with the PSX-SNAC adapter. This thing. First up is the purist's way, which is to use a real memory card. The way I've chosen to do it is to get the PlayStation multi-tap, plug that into player 1 on the SNAC, and then your controller goes into the player 1 port. I don't know why I'm explaining to you how to use a multi-tap, but just in case there's any confusion whatsoever. And it works great even with this third-party one. Wild Things, it says. Wild Things. Works fine. So that's probably the easiest way. If you get one of these, I mean, they're not even that expensive. I got this off eBay for about £8 and it's fine. So that's one way of doing it. Another way, the second way, with an actual memory card, is to either build or modify your SNAC to accept it. A few people have done this. Basically, the memory cards on PlayStation use the same data lines as the control pads, which is also why, incidentally, when you're saving or loading on a PlayStation game, you can't use the controller, nothing happens. It just does its thing and then you get control back. So yeah, it just switches over to the memory card, uses the same data lines to do it. Either create, find, modify, get a memory card socket and then attach it. Open this up and attach it to the PCB. Not for the faint-hearted. Might be easier just to get the multi-tap if you want to do that. Do whatever you want, I'm not the boss of you. And the third way is to use virtual memory cards. And I know this is a bit of a concern because virtual memory cards don't work when you're using the SNAC adapter. The workaround I've found, and that seems to work okay, is when you want to save or load a game, go back into the menu, switch it from SNAC back to your digital gamepad, whether it's USB or Bluetooth, then go back to your game and it will use a virtual memory card at that point because it's not interfacing with SNAC. Once you've done that, back into the menu, switch it back to SNAC, go back into your game. And that works. You're probably not going to want to do it all the time because it's a bit messy, but it works. It's a way to do it. I'm hoping there's a way that it could be made to work in tandem with the SNAC. Maybe an interrupt could be set in the core to detect if a memory card operation is being accessed and switch over. But I'm not an engineer, I'm a YouTuber, so I don't know how science works. Overall, the PlayStation SNAC adapter has been a joy to use these past few weeks. Thanks again to MiSTer FPGA for hooking me up with this, it's just been great. At the end of the day, many of us were drawn to MiSTer for its hardware accurate gaming experience, just as we remember it, and the way that the games were designed to be played with as little latency as possible. The PSX-SNAC and other SNAC solutions allow us to bridge that final gap between human and machine. That last step in the process, that one frame that can sometimes make a difference. And for that reason, it's become one of my new favourite accessories for MiSTer. I just love it. It's hard to put across in a video. It's one of those things, it's like when you try to explain what MiSTer is to someone and they're like, just get a Raspberry Pi. They don't get it. And it's hard to, it's just, imagine that difference, but then a smaller, a very, very tiny difference going from USB to SNAC. It's kind of like that. It's like that last tiny bit. Depending on what you want to do, it may not be for you. But if you spend any amount of time playing PlayStation, I can only recommend that you have a look and pick one up. Add to that support for light guns with no fuss, memory cards and vibration through the controller. You really do have the ultimate, most versatile PlayStation experience. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, this PlayStation SNAC adapter was supplied by MiSTerFPGA.co.uk. They build and distribute SNAC boards for the community, as well as a ton of other MiSTer accessories and add-ons, with worldwide shipping available. So if you're interested at all in that kind of stuff, I highly recommend you check them out. Nat over at MiSTer FPGA has been a fantastic support of this channel, and I cannot thank them enough. They've hooked us up with 4 of these SNAC adapters to give away to you guys, so I can try and build my little YouTube channel into a less little YouTube channel, and I need your help. All you have to do to be in with a chance of getting your grubby little mitts on one is 3 things. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me what your favourite SNAC is. And that's it, that's all you have to do. Worldwide shipping is included for all of the winners. There's 4 up for grabs. So once again, if you want to be in with the chance, just like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below with your favourite SNAC. It could be anything: Doritos, roasted crickets, Häagen-Dazs, Snickers, bogies, whatever. There's full terms and conditions on my website, more info in the description. The giveaway is open until Friday the, 7th of October 2022. That's 2 weeks from now. It's not endorsed or sponsored by YouTube. They kind of made me say that. And winners will be selected at random. Good luck all that enter. Nat's done a great job with this one. I know you can get them from a lot of different places, but end of the day, if you're interested, pick one up, don't know where from. Blue 212's PSX-SNAC adapter, highly recommended. So that's it, PSX-SNAC adapter, and I managed it without any puns or dodgy gags. You keep snacking. I'm done.